And we're back on our way to Jacksonville, Florida. Taking care of our Indianapolis race. For this episode, we have to take care of a few loose ends. We have to get our train to achieve an express status on a rail line between Indianapolis and Knoxville. And we have to connect 350,000 citizens to our rail network. We'll also, Penultimo passed me a dossier this morning recommending some tasks for us to optimize our line while we focus on Atlanta and Augusta and subsequently Jacksonville, Florida. First things are Indianapolis is growing at quite a frantic rate, so we should add all platforms to this rail line, to this station. We'll do the same in Chicago. And we'll have to make some edits to this area. We're gonna add the coal station right here, and thus we'll have to edit pretty much the entire quadrant right here, ensuring that we have all gridirons, all rail lines, so we can have our gridirons set up and optimized for both of them. We'll optimize our throughway from Indianapolis to St. Louis. And then we also have to connect Nashville to our corn plantation over here in the east. Now, in case you haven't watched all the episodes, including the other series with the engineer, I'll just recap how a rural business should ideally work. The rural businesses, depending on their level, or let's say at max level, can serve up to 5 cities at their max level. So these cities can get up to I think 120,000 each in population. And with that, that's a lot of people. And that's a lot of demand. Well, each plantation can serve up to 5 cities as long as they are at the necessary levels. Okay? Now, since we have only kept 5 cities in our network over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we can rest assured that we'll have enough corn for these 5 cities to keep growing, at least to the point where we're not stressing over corn, which is the bane of my existence. Now, eventually we'll want to cut through this mountain. If we have an extra budget at the end of this episode, we'll go ahead and do that. But we'll also be eyeing Atlanta. So we'll be optimizing our network here, adding a station at least here, so we can have a throughway between these cities and also down to Atlanta. We're gonna connect this log to Knoxville, and we're gonna add a second rail line, a second platform to this logging camp over here. And then we're gonna have it whereas they don't need to go to Chicago anymore if they have stock for Indianapolis. Okay? We could even let them go to Stevens Rest by adding a warehouse at Stevens Rest and let them pick up from Stevens Rest and bring it to Indianapolis. That would decrease traffic in this area. We'll do something similar over here where we'll probably add at least one more platform to St. Louis. And we'll try to have at least 2 all the way through. But ideally we'd want 4. We'd want 2 going to Knoxville and 2 going to Atlanta from both cities. Alrighty, so I think you're all caught up. What else is there to tell you before we get going? I think that's it. Let's see if we have a new train. We have no new trains yet. Okay. So this Knoxville one is this task right here. Achieve express status. So an express status for a train in, I'm not sure if it's fluid throughout across all time, but definitely in 1882 or in the Indianapolis race, you're going to need to do this one as soon as possible, because the less trains you have on your or in your network, the easier it is to attain an express status, which is 79 kilometers an hour. You would think that it's more about the speed of like getting it directly from one station to the other, but it's actually about the average speed of the train line. I've also realized that when you add these carts to make it more valuable, you're actually adding weight to your train, which affects the speed, which means that you really have to choose one or the other when you're trying to complete tasks. So we're gonna go ahead and just focus on this one first things first, and just hit it at express and get the New York City American. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and customize our New York City American. It's actually New York Central American. Yeah, babe.
Just don't have your trains under control.
Whatever. Now, as you can see, it's a very beautiful train, but it's not rizzy enough. And compliments to the location that we're at in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and the fact that I am actually Jamaicano, we're gonna have to change the livery to something more livery. So the front, let's do dark green, and then let's see, a dark brown. Or yes. And then let's give it some see. Now doesn't that look like a train? Now doesn't that look like a train? It looks so rhythmous. I think it agrees. Let's update all trains to this one. Boom. And now we have a breakdown on our little line here. So we'll have to actually just get our lines doubled to avoid all troubles. Make sure that there is a maintenance depot in Knoxville. As you can see over here, we also have a little more spring cleaning, if you would say, to do over here. So if you want to add a line or fix a line without deleting the entire thing, you could just add a supply tower and it won't delete past it. It works the same for gridirons too. So for example, it's a gridiron. Now if I wanted to edit this portion without deleting the entire line, I would just do this and it stops at the gridiron. Yep, you're looking at it. I think I'll go ahead and just add this rail, this station right here, and I'll just show you how you cheese that in without, you know, a whole fiasco. So we go and add another water tower or supply tower, and then we can delete in here without any worries. Now, since we're planning for the future, we have to make sure that we actually get ourselves a suture. Same thing. Delete this one. Boom, boom. The Riz. The cheese. It's so cheese. Cause you know it ain't going. Cause you know it ain't going. How does he say it? It ain't gonna go down easy if it ain't cheesy. Word. Now, as you can see, it already determined its own speed at this point, and it says 74 kilometers an hour average, but that's not the right one because that one has meat in it. You can see, so it can only have express goods. So this one is gonna be the one, and so far we're looking good. Not the greatest, but at least we're keeping up with this train, which is we know is 74 kilometers an hour. Now if we want to make sure that we pass that, we have to make sure that we actually catch up to it. And that's why it's important to get your lines, that the elevation of your lines proper, because that helps with your speed. And in cases like these, it matters, where you're actually trying to be the fastest train. See, like now, we're held up by this breakdown over here. But it is what it is. It's not something you could just rush, you know. Okay, so while that's cooking, we have until December 1882 to get this done, so we can just focus on other things in the meantime and just not have the trains held up at any point where we can control or help it. So given that our main focus is task 1, we'll do everything, we'll focus all our energy here. So part of it, as you can see, we have this this cutoff here, or this split section, we'd want to get this to where it's a 4-lane through Chaplin's Rest, having 2 lanes separately going towards Robinson Terminal. That's the best way to guarantee that you're gonna maintain speed through here. So let's work on that, shall we? Indianapolis is now the largest city. Green lanterns everywhere now. Indianapolis is not only the largest city, but also the first city in the region to reach 90,000 population. Since city life is easier and safer than life in the country, more and more citizens are drawn to the growing metropolises. Thanks to the railroad, the well-connected cities also manage to meet their rapidly increasing needs. Yes, sir. Quantum Physics Charter at your service. Gonna be even faster. Look at that beautiful train. That doo-doo brown, that vomit green, that puke yellow. So gorgeous. You can tell it was the cheapest paint we could find. Look how beautiful that is. The train is being serviced, alright? Give us a second. Wow, look how beautiful that is. It's so shiny. Oh my god. I like the green. We're at 77 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure if it changes or it just predicts it by itself. I doubt it could really do that and be a realistic, not say realistic, but you know, a puncher's chance. Whereas things could change. You know, we could speed up a lot more. See, it slows down again through here, which tells me that it's designed that way. Maybe it's a safety thing. You don't want to be flying through a supply tower and cause accidents. However, it's hurting our speed right now. See, we stopped here again. And this is probably where it got slowed down. Like it predicted it. I don't think it should be able to predict it like that though. I don't think it's fair at all, okay? I just don't think it's fair at all that you could predict it before I even start. You don't even give me a chance. You don't even give me a chance. Is that what we're doing? Not even a chance? See, I don't even get a chance. That's what I'm saying. We don't even get a chance, okay? All right, let's pause it and add the rest of the platforms because I knew I would need them. So we'll just have to just use the gridiron. We don't have that many trains yet, so we're good. But now the gridiron ensures that our train has its own lane, so it doesn't slow down here. All right, and we'll also have to do it on the other side, or else those platforms for some reason won't be used either. So you have to have the gridiron set on both sides. Don't quote me on that. It's just something I've observed. I'm not sure, all right? I'm not sure. Based on what I've seen, the platforms don't actually open up unless you have both sides with gridirons on them. Because I think it has, in theory, like if you were to do it in real life, the train would go through past the station, use the gridiron to turn or basically switch rails, and then come back into the station to go the other direction. Not a train expert, don't plan to be, so don't quote me on that. Get our water tower before. See, that's the thing. Like, do you really want a water tower? If anything, you want your water tower as far as possible from your landing zone. You could say, oh, it's better if you have it up close, so it's like one quick stop, but it's not true. It just doesn't happen that way. And then you could say, oh, you want as many as possible just to make sure that your trains are efficiently ran, but they slow down each time they pass through one. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Just tell me, what the hell are we doing here? Okay? Anyways, let's see what's good this time. Now, in terms of loans, I have a loan out since like the first episode, and it's fine. It doesn't really affect my bottom line. I mean, I want to pay it off, but this is the only time you use loans. You use loans not to build up your train network. You use your loans to build up the infrastructure within the cities. So now that we have a industry available, it would be a good thing to get a loan so we could punch in what we want instead of having it be automatic. Because at least you own it when you buy it yourself. And based on what I'm seeing here, knowing that I'm going to open up this coal soon, what I would want to do is start a chemical factory in Indianapolis. It's something that I don't want to actually take on right now. That's why I'm not focused on it. I just need to get this task completed. This one is going super fast, but it still slows down right here. So we're gonna cheese it in this time, but this time we're gonna do something very, very, very not so good, okay? For this one, we're going to actually turn the trains into fireballs by deleting all of the supply towers on the route. Oh yes. We're gonna break the game just to get through this one, okay? That's enough of that dog water. That donkey twaddle. We don't care about our trains falling apart. Now let's see what happens. And here she goes. We're gonna go like... We're gonna be driving like 20 days without a supply tower. Hopefully, let's see if 55% can do it. Will this be the one that we do it with? Stay tuned and find out. Subscribe to Mr. Beast. That was 120 kilometers an hour, boys. I'm thinking this one is gonna be the one. Do you even math, bro? Average speed. Let's do it. Will this be the one we do it with? It's cooking. It's gonna fall apart, but we'll worry about that later. It's a running fireball. There's no oil to keep it. It's gonna blow. Bro, there's no way this one doesn't go through. There is no way this one ain't the one. The phenomenal one. 76 kilometers an hour just to switch over. And now we speed up again. That's 85, 87, 90. Cooking. Absolutely cooking. Literally, because we have no water. And see, we slowed down. Yes. For no goddamn reason, we slowed down. Let's see, boys. What do you think? What do you think? Fingers crossed. So it sucks that the maintenance depot doesn't actually resupply the trains. I don't think we're gonna... I think we could make it back. Bro, what is this game doing? Bro. What are you doing? It didn't even give me... Bro. No way. It didn't even give me an updated speed, bro. What the actual F-ry is going on? How about now? Let's speed it up and see what happens. This train is gonna fucking explode, I'm telling you. Maybe there's like a... Like each time you... Quantum Physics charter outstrips the competition. Value reached $12 million. Thus, the well-known railroad company continues its success story unabated. Xavileiro, that's me by the way, has proven that they know exactly which routes are lucrative and have continuously driven the expansion of their network. This includes constantly developing their company, recruiting good personnel, and responding to increased demand with rail lines. Yes, sir. That's me.
Nice weather today, isn't it?
Oh, she likes us, boys. We're in. Oh, but our train's not. Bro, we're clocking Mach 3 right now. This better be it. Better be it, boys. Cause this train is gonna freaking blow. So they use the oil to keep it lubricated. They use the sand to keep it grippy on the tracks, and they use the water to cool it down. Come on now. Don't you play. Perfect. Yeah, I know you will. But this is my moment. This is my time to shine. Okay, let's slow down the game and put back. Let's put back the supply towers. Yes, boys. That's how you cheese it in. You cheese it in by cheesing it in. Alright? There's no other ways around it. You have to cheese it. Okay? Cheese it and please it. Okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was quite a tumultuous thing to go through right there. Tumultuous. Do you even English, bro? We're actually better off racing against the clock to get the rest of our affairs in order before we hit that 350,000 pop. All right? So, let's just do that for the next episode. All right? I'll just do some stuff off camera. I'll get this coal mine sorted and get this line repurposed. I have $1 million. I should actually just pay off my loan. So yeah, I'm gonna pay off my loan, and I'll just have to wait until I make my money back, which it should be better now since we don't have interest to be paid. Alrighty, guys. Huh? Is that okay with you? Alright. See ya.